When you hear the word vaccine, you probably think it only relates to your grandchildren. But the truth is it's important for adults to keep up to date with their immunizations as well. Dr. Robert Reznicki is here to tell us why. Dr. Reznicki is the Chief Medical Officer for Medical Mutual of Ohio. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
So aren't we past the age of vaccines?
Well, Lori, some things you're just never too old for, and vaccines is one of them. And it's very important that you keep up with vaccines, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Because if you get it, you can pass it along to somebody else that might not have been able to receive the vaccine.
That's true. And I bet treating it is much harder than preventing it to begin with.
Absolutely. We always think prevention is the way to go.
All right. So if we do need to have vaccines, what are the vaccines we need to get?
Well, I guess if I were a politician, I would say it depends.
And lawyers say that too. Yeah.
and it really does in this case depend, because it depends upon what you've had before, how old you are, whether or not you can tolerate certain vaccines. So it really can depend. And so we ask people to go to the CDC website, get some information, and then to share that information with their doctor.
Okay, so we put that website up on the screen for our viewers to be able to know where to go, so that's good advice.
Sure. And now it's also important not only to know what you're supposed to get, but what you've had. So it's key that you either download a record from this website that you can then print in and fill in all the information, or you get one from your doctor, because it's important that you take the vaccines when you're supposed to, but not take them if you don't need them.
And you got to keep that record with you from doctor to doctor, huh?
Absolutely, because naturally you transfer your care over a period of time, and so you need to do that.
Okay, so what are the ones for us of a certain age?
Yeah, so like a good interviewer, you're pushing me on this, huh? You're not going to settle for it depends.
You're right,
so
and
you
we got to know what those are.
You want to know what you're supposed to take, yeah. And so the first one that we recommend is the flu shot, and that's an annual vaccine that you should be getting. Now, for pneumonia, there are 2 vaccines, and it's important that you get both of those vaccines, and so you need to keep track of that and go over that with your doctor.
Okay.
Shingles is another one that's very important for older adults to get. It can produce a terrible rash that's blistering, and more importantly than that, it can produce pain that lasts for weeks, months, or even years. You don't eliminate the risk of that, but you significantly lessen it if you get that shingles vaccine.
Okay.
And then another important one is tetanus, and most of us try to get a tetanus shot every 10 years. And if you haven't had a booster that includes pertussis, which we all know is whooping cough. If you haven't had that, you should get that one-time booster for the pertussis as well.
Okay, well, good list. Now, if we're going to keep up to date on all of these shots, though, doesn't that become expensive?
Well, one of the things that's happened over time is that the insurance companies and the Affordable Care Act have stressed the importance of prevention. Why we didn't do this generations ago, I don't know. But now we do stress prevention, and many of these vaccines are available for no cost.
Oh.
If there is a cost with them, it is significantly reduced and largely covered by the insurance.
All right, great. Now, the vaccine, I know you can get them at the doctor's office or at the pharmacy. Does it matter? Is it the same vaccine?
It's the same vaccine. And over time, at least in the state of Ohio, we have liberalized the amount of vaccines and the types of vaccines that druggists can prescribe. They're very well trained and able to give those. The trick, though, is that some are covered by your medical insurance, some are covered by your pharmacy benefits. So what I recommend is go to the CDC, find out what you're supposed to get, which ones you've had, talk to your doctor, and then you do need to make a couple calls, both to the drugs, to your pharmacy benefit, or to the medical benefit, and see which ones are covered by which, and then you go from there.
Okay, great. Consider Dr. Reznicki's healthy dose of advice the shot of courage you need to update your immunizations. It's important for your well-being and for those around you. My thanks to Dr. Reznicki for joining us today.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting www.medmutual.com/go or call 1-844-606-5387.